Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
And I'm Depressed Panda.
And we are both very depressed today, because we are on week 11 of Anime Talk for fall 2018, where every show today, at least the ones we watched, were like, hey, we all want you to be sad. Every last one of us wants you to be sad today.
This isn't week 11. This is week 1 of soul-crushing depression week.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was week 11 of Anime Talk, so... of fall 2018. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm very sad. They intentionally really wrecked my feelings, and I don't think that I would want to get up out of bed tomorrow morning. Of course, by the time this video is posted, I might not have gotten out of bed the entire week.
Yeah, probably. So, yeah, it was really weird this week. It's just, usually, we've taken some, have a different anime of different genres, So, some, we have ones that are drama. You're like, okay, these are probably the ones that are going to make us sad.
Yes.
We have the action ones that are going, yeah, action. And we have the comedy ones that make us, ha, 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 comedy. And then we have some animes that are just so bad that make us go,
nice
ha, 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 comedy. Because they're just that bad. But, this week, every anime just like they took their search tags and erased them and just put sad. Except for one.
I could comment on that, but I won't.
So except for one just decided to say we're going to commit the gravest of all sins. So we'll talk about that.
Just to put it in context, it was just really sad this week, and so it didn't even want to try.
Yeah. We'll just talk about it when we get there. In fact, let's just go ahead and dive right on into our list. This week, we're actually adding something new to the show, something I hope will come back, because whereas I don't have a lot of time to watch anime, the only time I watch anime is when he comes over, we watch it together, we watch the 5 that we watch every week. He, on the other hand, has more disposable time than I do and watches all the anime of the season.
That's totally not true.
Shut up! He watches all the anime of the season!
That's not true. There are anime that I just do not want to watch. You remember a little show called Angels of Death where we just dropped it and then pretended like we were watching Joshin-chan the entire time?
Yes.
So yeah,
we have a new segment. I don't know what we're gonna call it, if we were gonna have a name for it. This will just be CarnagePanda's extra anime he liked this week. Because there are, we were talking about it last week how Grow Into You, I think, what was it called?
Bloom Into You.
Bloom Into You is another anime that's just fantastic. Gridman, another fantastic anime we're not watching.
Yeah, so
there's fantastic anime out there we're not watching.
At the beginning of the season, we did a bunch of trailers that we watched, and there were actually a whole bunch of shows that we were interested in watching. Mm-hmm. But
I think the list was 13. It was crazy. It was a lot.
Yeah, due to time constraints, he makes it sound like I have a lot more time than I do.
It was a joke.
I mean, you have all the other recording you have to do, and I just kind of just spin in circles some of the time. But it's true. You should watch me spin his chairs when nobody's paying attention.
Anime spins him right round, baby, right round. Getting copyright strike now.
We're definitely getting strike this time. we didn't even. Okay, anyway.
We are not drunk nor high. We're just stupid because we're trying to overcompensate because it was so sad today.
There needed to be some levity this week, and
yes.
There's absolutely zero. We were in a black hole of depression here.
Now, the 5 we watched may have been a black hole of depression, but what else was there this week? So 1 or 2, 3 really good things that were this week.
Well, I just want to give shout-outs to Sword Art Online for not being as fucking laughably ridiculous this week as it was last week.
But that's what made it tolerable, is when it's ridiculous. Otherwise, it's just Sword Art.
That last episode is like all the Gundam things that I've been sending you.
He sends me Gundam things daily because he's been catching up on Gundam from the beginning.
Yeah, I've been trying to catch up on it. It's fucking hilarious.
Don't watch Double Zeta. Is basically what I'm sort of taking away from all the stuff he's watching.
Yeah, but this was a much better episode. And
Sword Art.
Yeah,
okay.
You know, I've actually been liking it this season, except for this. Well, except for the beginning where they spent like 40 episodes chopping a tree down, and the Madmen actually accomplished it. You know, they accomplished something in the show by cutting a tree down, and then like what was it? Last week was episode 10. Cartman the Rapist shows up again, and I can't even, man, that show.
But Week 11 was a good one, though.
Yeah, it kind of came back to form, and we didn't have.
Came back to form, but if it came back to form for Sword Art, that's a bad thing.
It's like the director of that just likes to put in these fucking cartoon villains that are just way over the top. Like, they're not even sitting there twirling their beards, like...
Or mustaches.
Yeah, their mustache. I misspoke there, you know.
You can swirl a beard if it's long enough.
I don't know, the old cartoon things used to be the guy that would put the chick on the railroad tracks, and
yes, curl my mustache.
But when I think of the cartoon villain now, it's always Robbie Rotten.
So,
and then the best show this season, without a doubt, just hands down, is
Banana Fish. Yes,
is Gridman.
Oh,
you know?
Wait, what?
I love,
that doesn't sound like Banana Fish.
I love Banana Fish, but speaking of soul crushing depression,
yeah. Wait, Gridman was soul crushing depression too?
It's actually soul crushing depression, the show.
Gridman?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it sells itself on being some mecha action show,
right?
But it's like not.
Really?
It's got action sequences with Gridman in it.
Okay.
But it's really about depression, and
wow.
We're gonna have to watch it sometime.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Like, it's a little more than just like your typical Sentai super show.
Yeah, it's a lot more, actually.
Huh.
Like, I can't even explain, because I would be spoiling it for you. But
yeah, please.
Yeah, everybody needs to go watch Gridman.
But this week was particularly good.
It's been good. So there was an episode that nobody liked.
Okay.
It was a fan service episode.
Was it week 5?
Actually, I think it was. I think it was, man.
It's a 5 of everything sucked. God damn.
You know what? Let's do a jump cut and just look this up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went back and checked, and it was, of course, week 5.
Why did we? I
don't even know what to say to this. Yeah, week 5 for Gridman was a swimsuit episode, fan service where, you know, they went on a field trip.
The beach episode.
Yeah, all the girls were
whatever,
just scantily clad, and it was completely out of place. But then we go to episode 6, and it's just like fucking godlike.
So, any other good animes you watched this week?
Bloom Into You.
Okay,
I haven't watched it this week, but it's been a phenomenal show with great cinematography, action direction, and
action.
I misspoke.
Okay, I was gonna say like action. Oh, right.
Yes, this is a lesbian romance. Well, there is a lot of action in it because they're kissing and stuff. So,
ooh, that kind of action.
There we
go.
Woo! Saved. But what show did we have to talk about this week?
Oh yeah, we have our own list. Like I said, that was a new little segment. We'll refine it over time. You guys have thoughts on it? Let us know. And in the meantime, we're gonna go on to our normal list of our normal 5 this week. Starting with number 5 being Goblin Slayer. It was a recap episode. It committed the gravest of sins an anime can commit. Moving on.
And this week on everybody's favorite anime that includes Featherhoof and I, Banana Fish.
There it is. Woo. I was wondering, you were talking about Gridman before as a favorite best anime this season.
Yeah, your problem is that you haven't watched it yet.
That's true. Banana Fish.
Yeah, so
but we're not. By the way, we're not ranking right now. Actually,
yeah, we're not ranking this week. Everything was equally depressing.
I mean, they were, Some were just...
Except for one of them. Well,
no,
never
yeah, that
mind.
one was depressing too. Yeah, I know where you're going, yeah. So they were all gut punches, and they were all good gut punches. They were all really well-told gut punches. In their own styles. So we're just gonna go through them like we've done before. So starting with Banana Fish. Tell us more about Banana Fish, Panda.
Yeah, so we got Ute Lung and Blanca's backstory.
Yes, it was a little bit of exposition heavy.
You know, I didn't even mind the exposition, because I find Ute Lung fascinating in that kind of effeminate weirdo that he is, that hates everybody.
He does,
especially his brothers, and we find out why he hates his brothers.
Well, we knew that a long time ago, though.
We did?
They didn't go into detail, but Ute Lung before did say that his brothers, murdered his mom.
Wait.
What?
We're coming up to the R word here.
Oh, yeah. Careful. Trigger warning. No sarcasm here. Legit trigger warning. There's some talk of a lot of rapage. So
it's Banana Fish though. So
yeah, if you've gotten this far into Banana Fish, you're well aware of that. But yet, Ute Lung talks about how the reason he just hates, is because he watched his mother was sold to his father at 10 years old. And when Ute Lung was born, his father, who was like 60, 70, he looked like 95.
He was an old man when he got his mother.
Yeah. But he bought her. So he died when Ute Lung was 6. And he was like the head of all the Chinese. So when he died, all the brothers just sort of swarmed in. And for reasons unknown, I guess, I don't know how this would have affected the power struggle in any way, shape, or form. They raped the crap out of his mom. They forced him to watch. And then murdered her in front of him.
My working theory is that his brothers are just jerks.
I don't think jerks is a strong enough word for doing that. I think inhuman monsters is more the term one would go with.
Inhuman monsters may come very close to describing the actions of his brothers and what motivates Ute Lung.
Yeah.
Has he only killed one of them or all of them yet?
He's banana fished one of them and he's killed the others.
Oh, okay. So
he uses his one brother, all banana fished, as a figurehead. And then he gives the orders from the his side, he's like the Jafar sort of character.
Jafar in Aladdin or Return of Jafar?
The first one.
Oh,
where he was controlling the Sultan.
Yeah, so I can't say that Ute Lung's brothers didn't deserve the treatment he gave them.
I don't think Ute Lung's wives nor their children deserved it though, because he killed them too, or had them killed.
Well,
so.
They created a monster, and that monster came back with a ton of vengeance.
Yes, and it's something. So Blanca's just it's almost as if it's a pissing contest. Oh, you think that's bad? It's Blanca's all yeah, I was a tool of the government. I was the greatest killer, and I wasn't allowed to love. But then I fell in love with what was her name? Russian Rushkanovich,
blah blah blah,
whose parents were killed in the former Soviet government. So they sent me away on a mission, and when I came back, she had been killed in a supposed terrorist attack, but it was too suspicious. So so you thought it was the government? Maybe.
So I didn't even think that Blanca would have a love interest beyond his chocolate-colored women down in where was it? The Bahamas.
Yes.
His wife shows up and immediately gets fridged in a flashback.
Yeah, fridged?
Yeah, look it up.
Okay. But what was it So Blanca basically spells it out. He's like, look, we're both men who can neither love nor be loved. Ash ain't like that. Ash, what was the line he said? I love the line he said. It pissed me off that I forgot it. It's he chose, he gave up power and something in order to live and love or something to that effect.
So something to hate and rule. It was he chose to love and live rather than hate and rule.
Yes,
no, love and die. Actually,
yes,
it was love and die.
Yes, it was just like, oh, that's a fantastic. I love that. That is a fantastic quote. I love it. I love it. Because he's basically leaving Yu Long, which isn't going to help Yu Long's abandonment issues, because apparently he has them.
Yu Long has some deep-seated abandonment issues.
Yeah.
I guess I could say it here.
Okay, go ahead.
Itachi killed his entire family.
Yes. You've been making the joke all season. It's finally apt. So Blanca wants to end his relationship with Yu Long, end his contract, so that he can go work for Ash. Because Ash is like has a bullet wound, and Blanca knows he's going to go after Golzine, and he's like, he can't do it by himself. Yu Long's all like, he's like, oh, I never thought I'd see the day where you gave into your emotions. You know, and he's just like, well, I'm out. I still love when he goes to Ash, and Ash is making his preparations, and he's like, hey, do you want to hire me? He's like, well, he's like, I don't know. He's like, just $50 million.
Does he have 50?
No, that's why Ash
had 10 million or something.
Ash freaked the fuck out on him. I love it.
Yeah, that's right, because he only stole like 10 million from Golzine, and then he spent $1 million on the apartment or something.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, fine, $500 and a dinner.
Seems like a bargain.
It does, yeah. For the world's best hitman, I'll take it. And not that I have anyone I particularly want to kill, but I mean, I'd still take it. You can use a hitman for something. You never know. But, so, Singh is really upset. Singh is all upset because his men, under Yu Long's orders, tried to kill AG and Ash. He feels incredibly responsible for it. And he goes to Ash, and this is the part I'm a little confused about. He's like, I want to fight you one-on-one. That's recompense for my men trying to kill you. And
you know what? We're not getting the Singh versus Yu Long Kung Fu match.
We're not.
And
nope.
Didn't you make a prediction about Blanca v. Ash?
I did.
And another prediction fell by the wayside in this episode as well. So we were just totally wrong.
Well, one of your predictions might still be true. Because Jessica, she hands over the data. All
this is the only one we have to hold out hope on now.
Yeah, she hands over the data. They give out the data, and then she's like, "I gotta go," and she turns and runs away, action style. It's like, "Ooh, is Jessica gonna come in and save the day, action hero style?"
Well, you know what? They do have Max Lobo, and even though she hated him back in episode 8,
yeah,
it was 8 because I actually went back and it turns out that they cut out some manga content.
Oh, did they?
Because they had that, was it last week where the scene where she said as much that she had been raped.
Yeah.
And it took her 6 months to get over it.
Yeah.
That happened back in episode 8.
That's right, because I did go back and I was watching our own show, and we were actually arguing about that. Yeah. Because you brought that up, I was like, no, she was raped by those dudes. And you were like, really? And yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of glossed over it in the show.
Because we forgot it entirely.
But it's apparently in the manga.
Huh.
And you can read all about it or something.
Yeah.
I think everybody should go read this manga or whatever.
So, it's weird, because, Singh's all like, I want to fight you one-on-one, and Ash is like, okay. And then they don't. And then they continue to plan to storm the national...
I think he meant after we were done with doing this thing.
Okay.
Let's have a kung fu battle.
So, they continue to plan. They continue their plans. Let's see, what else happened before the big climax? Was there anything else important? Oh yeah, and after Singh's all like, I want to fight, I'm going to fight Ash one-on-one, Lao goes, that's it, I'm out.
I'm done, man, I'm done, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah, because Singh still won't tell them the truth about what happened to Shorter, so they still think Ash is his murderer. So Lao's like, I can't do it, you're my brother, but I'm out. And Singh's like, fine, he's no longer one of us. And I was like, good to hear. He just takes off.
We may get a kung fu battle between Singh and Lao.
Maybe. I don't know. So, let's see. Thinking back to the episode. No, not really. Now they're prepared for the fight. Oh!
Yeah, so that he goes and visits AG in the
Well,
hospital.
Blanca forces him to.
Because Blanca forces him to.
They get in the car after he hires Blanca, and he's like, "Where are we going?" National Health Institute. Okay. Performs this violent U-turn in the middle of the street.
Blanca is a very good driver.
I don't know how he got that kind of a turn radius on that fucking car.
He learned how to drive from playing Grand Theft Auto.
Apparently. Well, the old Grand Theft Autos, when they were more arcadey, before they became more sim-like. You know, like GTA 4 and 5.
Yeah, I do miss how the old style controls were versus, everything needs to be hyper-realistic.
Yeah. So he just forces, he goes like, "Hey, Age is in there. You need to go see him." He's like, "I can't go see him because it'll turn him into a criminal too. It'll turn him into an accomplice." Like, they're changing shifts right now. The cops won't be in until midnight. So get in there, Cinderella. Remember, 12 o'clock, Cinderella. That's
when the magic wears off.
So he gives him a doctor's lab coat, sends him in. He goes and, more gut punching. He's just sort of like talking to AG. AG's like in a coma. But he's still here because you keep hearing inner dialogue of AG. He's like, who is this and why are they crying? And what do they mean goodbye? What does that even mean? Wait, I know that voice. I know that voice. And he's like pleading with his own body to like move, to do something before he goes away because he knows it's Ash. And he can't move, he can't talk, but he's still like, he's trapped in his own mind. He like forces his body as Ash like walks out the room. And like you see him just painfully like trying to chase after Ash, like trying to call out to Ash, and it's just, he barely gets it out. And they just have this scene that is just like I said, it's a gut punch. Like they reach out for each other, crying, they're calling out to each other. It's like, where are you going? Why are you saying goodbye? What does that mean? And Ash can't really answer him. And then
this would have been more sad though if AG had actually died in the last episode.
Yeah, but it's still a gut punch because it's like you just feel for the two of them. You absolutely feel for them. Like Ash tries to reach out for him, and then it's like eBay and like Charlie, the one detective, comes around the corner, and AG sees him and freaks out. He's like, "Ash, run! Just run now!" And like he like grabs a hold of Charlie so that he can't chase after Ash and begs him, "Please, just let him go! Just let him go!
Don't arrest him! He's done nothing wrong!"
It's just a lot of crying, a lot of gut punching. Ugh.
And in the finale of the episode,
yes, they proceed with their plans. They release the information. Goldstein has to. He's like, they're like, Papa Dino, you might want to see this. They show him. He's like, fuck! Don't talk to the media. Don't do anything. I need to go to this place, and we need to do a thing.
He needed to go talk to his lawyer.
The lawyer, okay. And they get in their cars. They go out in a convoy, and Ash and Kane and Singsman are all waiting, and they capture Goldstein. They have him at gunpoint, and I guess the plan is to use him as a hostage.
Yeah.
Because they go back in at gunpoint with Papatino in front of him, say, "I want to talk to Dr. Mannheimer this instant!" And who's there but Colonel Fox?
I thought you said Colonel Fox.
You might as well, seeing as what he did last episode, or was implied what he did last episode. Colonel Fox, Foxx.
Foxx.
X.
For the record.
But he's like, "You'll talk to me." And he's like, "What are your demands?" He's like, "I want all the hostages released now." And Fox goes, "Oh, so that's what you're after, huh? Well, here's my answer." And just pops Goldstein twice in the chest. Just boom, boom. And it's just, they have this look like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like everyone, Ash included, just sort of like, "Are you serious right now?" As Goldstein is falling to the ground.
Let's ask the serious questions here.
Okay.
Does Goldstein have plot armor?
If he does, it has blood capsules in it. Because he spurted out a shit ton of blood.
Poor Goldstein. This is
But fuck him.
This I use that loosely, but this is his whole plan of keeping Ash alive. These are his chickens coming home to roost.
Yep.
His mentally retarded chickens.
Yes. So that's where the episode cuts. It's it's setting up what's going to be quite an explosive finale. It punched us in the gut with there was a lot of crying scenes in this episode. Like Ash breaking down, he's having a mental breakdown.
I'm sorry, man, it's just so sad.
It is. Well, no, even Kane, Ash is talking about how much of a monster he is. Ash is talking about himself, and he's even Kane comes in, he's
man, I just fucked up my eye.
He's man, even the great Ash breaks down from time to time, huh? It's just, you see Singh crying a lot. He's almost pleading to the world. He's why did I have to become a boss? I don't want to be boss anymore. And it's just, nobody's happy in this episode. It is a sad fucking episode.
But on a happy note, we do get a double episode next week to end out the series of Banana Fish with that bang. And
oh yeah. So next week is the finale. It's going to be a finale, just like before. We had what was it? The last season we had at least one or two anime that ended before the rest of them. So Banana Fish is ending.
Yeah, Angels of Death ended before a lot of them.
Not like that. But so we're gonna have a double length episode next week. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. It's gonna be the finale of Banana Fish. So we're gonna have a lot to talk about Banana Fish. But we've talked a lot about this episode. I think we need to move on, don't you?
Move on from our soul-crushing depression to more soul-crushing depression?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
I was not ready for this week.
Nobody was. So, moving on. Next is Double Decker. One of the two that I was not expecting to be as serious as it was.
Today is serious week. We are very serious and serious week.
So, this week on Double Decker,
seriousness.
Kirill and his brother-sister are aliens?
What the fuck ever?
I don't mean of the, illegal variety. I mean of the, space variety. They come from
I've had this whole theory that Double Decker is going to end up being a 2-core anime. Mm-hmm. We're going to get 24 episodes, but nothing actually supports that theory because the Blu-ray sales are really bad, and nobody's watching this show, even though, I like it. I don't know what you think about it.
I enjoy it. It has its flaws, but it's fun.
But they're bringing in a new plot thread.
With 2 episodes to go.
At the same time, they're just tying up plot threads. I'm not even going to go into chronological order with this episode.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Fucking Leprechaun Dude and Big Titty Chick, they get fucking ganked by the Joker. And they have no backstory whatsoever. Yeah, they did nothing.
They tried to escape through the sewers, and Bamboo Man apparently set a trap, and they, tripwire grenade. Well, no body, no death.
They're fucking dead, man.
Okay.
I think they're wrapping this show up, despite my predictions of it getting a second part to it.
It does feel like the rushed, quick to the end
thing.
I
feel like they planned this to be longer than it's actually going to be.
Yeah.
And maybe there was some backstory planned for the Leprechaun and the chick.
And the big dude.
And the big dude. They all bite it in this episode.
Yep.
And I don't even know how the big dude bites it.
Well, actually, he didn't really bite it. He just got knocked the fuck out.
Well, he's gone because...
He's probably arrested.
He's probably arrested.
Yeah.
And we obviously know that the Joker doesn't want to break him out.
Yes, because this episode, the military is now involved. The military has hired 7-0 and the police and every, people in authority. They are hunting down anyone and anything to do with Esperanza. And Zebel doesn't seem too concerned about that.
Zebel has everything under control.
So there's a big shootout where Zebel is supposedly at. They think they found where Zebel is. They bring in 7-0. Everyone goes there to take care of the situation. Where there's this huge fight between two completely unknowns. Like, they're complete unknowns. Like, a huge dude and a smaller light dude.
They're two
like,
dudes they've taken some Anthem, and they're in fucking armored suits.
I think they were kids. Like, I think they through a brief flashback, they like gave 4 children banana fish and then put those masks and bodysuits on them.
They gave them banana fish, did they?
Oh, not banana fish. I'm sorry, Anthem. Wrong show. But fuck off. But give them Anthem because I think they showed they were kids in like a briefest of like little flashbacks because they were like when Leprechaun and Chick were trying to escape the sewers, they were like, "Hey, I thought it only killed 30% of all the people who took it. So how come 2 of the 4 kids died?"
This chick doesn't understand probabilities.
Actually, I think it was the Leprechaun that said that.
The Leprechaun, well...
Anyway.
I could make a dad joke about him, but Featherhoof already got mad at me for that.
So yes. Bad. That was bad. Go ahead and give it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Now.
I'm just gonna... you know what? Dead air.
Okay. So... 7-0 and all of them are trying to fight these 2 who are all anthemed up. And they're not doing too good a job, to be perfectly honest. But Kiril's not there, because he went to try and talk to the commander guy, who's been trying to recruit him to the military. And he's like, he's at the military compound when all this breaks out. So he didn't get the message. So he's trying to run there. But as he gets there, he's trying to run there, he gets a call from Dr. Apple. He's like, hell yeah, they were sent there. Why didn't you get the message? Like, I wasn't there. He's like, what do you mean you weren't there? How stupid could you be? Blah, blah, blah. They're having a back and forth. And Dr. Apple, he's at the parking deck of 7-0, and he turns and you see some dude walk up to him, and it's Zebel. And he's like, oh shit, Zebel is here! Dude, Zebel's here, shit! And, the phone cuts out, and Zebel picks it up, he's like, what do you say? Like, he's like, if you cause any trouble, I'll kill all your friends one by one. Threaten.
Very threatening.
Yeah. And hangs up the phone. So Kiril immediately calls Doug. And he's like, dude, we were played. That was a complete setup. They are at 7-0 right now.
Yeah, so I feel like this episode, this episode was actually good, but...
It was.
In the context of this show where it's been like comedy and stuff...
There was one brief bit of comedy at the front.
You know what? This was an episode that worked without the comedy.
It absolutely did.
Except, I'm just going to be completely confused about the entire fucking Legion of Doom now, because there was, no point to them whatsoever. Nope.
Because... we'll get there, I guess. So let's see. So Doug leaves mid-battle to come help Kiril. And they get in there to save the team, right? They work together. They crawl through the ducts, so they can avoid all the cameras. And they have a Mexican stand-up.
They're show ducks because they are very clean.
Yes. Meanwhile, Zebel is getting all the information about how the anti-anthem bullets work. Dr. Apple basically spills the beans because he's going to kill the
Sophie.
He's going to kill Sophie otherwise. So he just spills the entire beans about everything. He's like, okay, all the disparate elements. What are they, and what is the ratios? He goes, I don't know. That's a top military secret. He's like, well, if you don't know, then I guess I don't have the need for this hostage. I'll just kill her. And he's like begging her, please, no, I honestly don't know.
He said, I believe you, so I'm just going to kill her anyway.
Yeah. So, and then it's like at that exact point, Kira falls through the second ceiling.
Yeah, this guy kind of got he kind of got wrecked because he took the ignoble fall of Kiril to the face.
Yes. And then Doug, shoots 3 dudes.
And then they are all in a Mexican standoff.
Yes. To which Zebel says, wait a minute. Fuck this. And he just goes, he's like, hey, all y'all, don't move, even if it means your death. And he calls it a chopper, fires this gun at the wall that causes I'm going to call it a sticky bomb.
It is a sticky bomb.
He shoots a sticky bomb on the wall, it blows up, knocks everybody over, and Zebel jumps out to grab the helicopter he called in, and flies away.
This was like an 80s action sequence,
yes.
Because it had that fucking ladder, and if he had, missed the ladder and just Just come plummeting to his death. Because like, yeah. Ah!
Because the helicopter did not slow down for him. The helicopter was at full speed.
I would have liked to see that, actually.
Me too. So dust clears. Robot and Pink show up. They're like, okay, we need to go. There's a helicopter on the roof, right? Robot, you can pilot it? Yeah, I can pilot it. Okay, everyone to the roof. And the big dude is the only one left because Leprechaun and Chick are dead.
I wonder if they actually gave them names in the script.
I don't know. They didn't say them.
Because I don't think they've ever said big dudes, big titty chicks, and the Leprechaun's name. That's because we just have to come up with Leprechaun.
Yeah,
he's a fucking leprechaun.
he was.
Yeah, so that big dude stands up and is like, nobody's allowed to move. He told me that nobody's allowed to move. So
he fires the sticky bomb gun at Kirill, and Robot takes it.
Right in the chest.
Just boom.
That sounded so wrong, man.
Well, she did. And, and they're like, fuck, what do we do? And she goes full robot. She's like, analyze the probabilities. This thing is made of such and such this, such and such that. She's like breaking it down. And like probability of survival 1.7%.
Therefore 100%.
Well, and she's like, and then she like looks around and she just goes, you know what? Overriding self-preservation protocols, and jumps out the window.
And explodes.
Yeah. After this, like earlier in the episode, she was all like, we went on our next vacation. We should all go to a hot springs together. And they had this.
Don't bring up the feels in this week because
that's where it was though. And then at the end of the episode, as she's falling to her death, she goes, "Really wanted to go to those hot springs," and then just boom. And then there's just 5 minutes of them just like
robot.
Yeah, they're just like the sad ass scene. It's like comes out of fucking nowhere, man. This episode, even as most action heavy, was still trying to be comedy. But it's just like this. Like it's like suddenly you will feel feels. Damn it, you will feel fucking feels.
It's like all the Japanese animation studios got together and were like, we need everybody to be sad today.
I mean, Kirill, who still believes, even after her death, he was the only one who knew her secret about her being a robot. Yeah. He's like, I know a secret none of y'all knew. She was a robot, so we can rebuild her, but she's not dead. He's like, yeah, but, it's like, there's like, you have to have some kind of memory backup of her. And he's like, no, that's illegal. And he's like, he's like going through so much trauma. He's trying to find every way for this to be reversed. Like, he's going through the bargaining stage of grief, like really hard. He's going through bargaining and non-acceptance. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
When you refuse to believe something, denial. He's going through denial and bargaining all at the same time, really fucking hard. Until he just, Max just screams. He's like, even if there was she is dead. Stop it. Even if there was a memory backup of her core, it still wouldn't be her. It'd be a different person with all of Robot's memories. So just shut the fuck up. She's crying her eyes out, and fucking Kirill just busts out. He can't take it. He kicks the door open. He leaves. He can't take it. And he remembers these words the commander said to him. He's like, look, because you're an alien, you come from the second sun. The longer you're here, anyone you're around's in danger. And I guess he sort of like believes that, because he's emotionally compromised right now. He believes that that's why she died. It's because of him. So he tries to get a hold of the commander again, and he's like, look, I think he's trying. I don't think they specifically said it, but he was going to join the military to protect everyone else.
Well, Colonel Dude was trying to get him to join the military.
Yeah,
because
he's been trying the whole episode to contact him, but he couldn't get a hold of him.
Yeah, he just couldn't get a hold of him because.
So Zebel shows up at the Legion of Doom. He's like, mission complete to this board of Legion of Doom members, who all have no names. They're just there to eat steak.
They're just fucking suits now because the leprechaun is dead, the chick is dead, and the fate of Big Dude is unknown.
Well, he and Sophie like beat him over the head after he shot that thing and that killed Robot. Like knocked him over the head and knocked his ass out.
Well, he may be arrested. They may have thrown him out the hole in the building.
So, and he's like, oh, no. No, it wasn't. I lie. He was in the helicopter, and he's like, mission accomplished. And then the helicopter
helicopter pilot pulls a gun on him, and he's like, what?
So it shows Bamboo Man, and he's like in front of the Legion of Doom's board members. Because that's what they are. They're the Legion of Doom board members.
Hello, Legion of Doom. It looks like our leader will not be joining us.
He was... there was police interference. They shot down his helicopter. And Zebel goes... He just comes in. He goes, oh, did they now?
I don't recall that. That didn't happen at all.
He's like, oh, you're wondering what happened too? And he just chucks the flight helmet of the pilot at him. It has a bullet hole right through the forehead. And he's like, what are you planning, huh? What are you trying to do, Bamboo Man, huh? What's your angle here, huh? You trying to bump me off? What's going on? And all the board members all pull guns on Bamboo Man, which Bamboo Man just goes, and apparently has the Flash's power because he just speeds around and kills everybody except for Zebel. And
I don't get how Zebel was the boss this whole time. If Bamboo Man has been so much, like, was it back in episode 5?
Yes.
That Bamboo Man got in the fight with Kirill and Doug and showed off his powers. I had thought the whole time that maybe Zebel had something crazier in store.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
Nope. And it turns out that Banana Man, Bamboo Man has more than has been hiding more than we realize. He burns down the Legion of Doom. He burns it down. And while he's sitting out in front of it, laughing his ass off, he starts messing with his face, and he pulls his hands away, and he's the commander of the military, who's been trying to get Kirill to join. So it's like, huh, interesting, and that's where it ends. So yeah. Kirill and his sister brother are...
Sister brother.
I don't know what to call... I don't even remember the character's name, but...
yeah.
Because it's like... we're not going to go there. We're not going to even start gender identity politics. We're not going to start there. I'm just going to call it as I call it. They are aliens from this... because the commander talks to him early in the episode. He goes, you ever wonder why there's 2 suns but only 1 moon? It's because people live on one of them suns. It's like, what?
See, I'm happy to leave it because Kirill's sister brother is an older sister brother.
Yes.
As opposed to a younger sister.
Yeah.
And that would just be going into dark places that we don't like to watch shows that are that,
Yeah. I mean, apparently Kirill's sister brother has memories of their parents because she confirms it. He's like, yeah, we came from...
I don't know where they're going with this.
Yeah.
At all.
I don't know how they're going to fill all this up in 2 episodes, but they're going to try. I don't know. It's like I said, it definitely feels like they're trying to set up a second season arc. That's going to have something to do with the second move. I can't remember the second son, which name I can't remember the name of now. But
it's like Second Floor or something.
Yeah. So it's, and that's what we imagined. That's what season 2 would be about.
Been.
But we don't know there's going to be a season 2.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen at all.
So that was episode 11 of Double Decker. Once again, punched us in the gut. It wanted us to be sad.
I am confused. Sad and very sad.
And I'm also confused. Just the whole suddenly Kirill's an alien thing.
The alien without more episodes, it's just gonna fall flat.
Yeah,
that's gonna be my prediction.
I agree.
We've got 2 episodes left. There's no way we're gonna get a satisfying conclusion to this reveal.
Nope. So, from one gun punch to another, we're gonna move on to yet another.
Today on Iraduku, soul-crushing depression.
God damn it, again?
That's the only thing on the menu today.
Ugh. I'm serious, man. We were watching anime today, and it's like, okay, maybe this one will have a little bit of levity. No, this one didn't have any levity either. Maybe the next... No.
Nope.
This one was just downright... Like, there was, like, unlike the other ones that had some action or some levity, like, a little bit of levity to them, something, this one was just sad from start to finish. How did it go? Please.
So, apparently, the time magic that future Kohaku cast on Hitomi is starting to wear off, and that's sending her into time slips, or whatever the fuck they call it. Time gaps, where she just disappears.
Yes.
And then reappears later.
And if she...
And then she has, like, no memory of it.
Nope. Like, well, she said, like, when she disappeared and reappeared the first time, when she was walking down the hall, Asagi's like, oh, Hitomi. And she walks in the room, she's not there. She's like, did anyone see where Hitomi went? He's like, well, didn't she just go in there? Like, yeah, but now she's not. And then you walk over there, and it's like, there she is! And she's standing right there looking at the wall. And they're like, but I could have sworn she's like, Hitomi, you okay? Because she's just staring blankly at the wall. It's like, yeah, it just sort of like felt like time stopped there for a second.
And Kohaku is like, oh shit.
So she
knows what's going on.
Well, she has a theory. She
has a theory, and she emails her professor from
London.
Great Britain. Yeah, London.
London. Or if we want to go by Review Starlight, Run.
Yeah.
So look, take it.
This episode really focuses on Kohaku's. Man, I usually am like a centimeter away from mispronouncing her name as something else, but it would just be completely wrong.
I keep wanting to say Kotaku and Hinata.
and like we get like 5 billion downvotes or whatever just for mentioning it. But yeah, Kohaku is in her search to return Hitomi back to her time because...
Well, she's always been in the search to do it, but now it's
an urgent thing. Because if she doesn't, Hitomi's going to be lost forever.
She will get sucked into a time gap where I guess it's sort of insinuated she'll be outside time.
I'm going to make a prediction here.
Okay.
Kohaku fails, and we get her into some extra-dimensional bullshit where she's lost in time for at least next episode,
yep. And
we have our Evangelion episode.
I think, this is my prediction, I think, because Kohaku will fail, I think they'll all be like, they'll use the power of friendship to enhance the magic, because that was one of the big concerns, like, Kohaku thinks she's not going to be strong enough.
This isn't a shonen anime, though.
and she's, her grandmother's like, look, what you need to do, you to believe in your friends, and you believe in your friendship, and believe in each other, and it'll be strong enough. So I think they're going to have the stereotype, they're all going to be there, their friendship will make the powers of the spell strong enough, or they'll think it is, and it will fail, and she'll still slip out of time, and then they'll perform some other bullshit where they'll send Aoi in after her to save her from time, and they'll use his love for her to bring her back.
Maybe.
Or send her forward.
I'm not going to predict that. I am going to predict, us getting trapped in the trippy dimension for an episode.
Well, apparently, from what it sounds like, because she disappears twice in this episode. Like, actually, the second time, I'll be perfectly honest, if I was in Aoi's shoes, I would have freaked the fuck out, too.
Yeah.
They're just walking, and she's talking to him, and in mid-sentence, she turns intangible, and her fucking umbrella drops to the ground, and she vanishes entirely. And it's like, they spend the whole day looking for her, until they're like, wait, she reappeared in the same place the first time, so maybe she reappeared in the same place the second time. Let's go back to that place. And there she is. She's like sleeping.
I don't blame them. I don't blame her for reappearing in this spot, because I'm gonna have to get a screenshot of this. These fucking flowers, just
goddamn
fucking exquisitely detailed and colored.
Yes.
There is no show this season that looks this good. This is like a fucking movie quality, at least on the artwork.
Yes.
side of things, not the animation.
Yeah, the backgrounds look amazing. The characters still look like anime characters. You know, anime quality animation. TV anime quality animation. So, basically, the clock is ticking. They need to, by the next new moon, which is in 2 days, to collect enough, powerful enough star sand, and get it refined, turn it into a spell, and send her home by the next new moon.
2 days, which is in 2 days.
Which is also when the cultural festival is.
Or, as we called it, the culture. No, wait, it was Amazon that called it the culture.
Yes. So...
Speaking of which, this, what is it? This is an original work.
Oh, yes! There was actually a couple of very bad misspellings on the subtitles today. For some reason, original became original. So, the clock is ticking, and Kuhaku is trying her damnedest. She's trying to figure out, she gets all the friends together, they gather up all the star sand as they can, they put it in a big jar, and Hitomi is sitting in her room sad. She's sad. Because the goddamn show wants us to be sad.
She's sad because this is sad week. I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face.
But, so she notices Aoi's light on in his room, because she apparently has the perfect view of his room from her attic bedroom.
Via stalker vision.
And so she writes him I'm going to say it was probably some kind of love letter via paper airplane. Letter,
and she flies the most perfectly flown paper airplane that has ever flown through the air in the history of ever.
And it gets to him, and he reads it, and remember we were joking the other week?
Yeah,
about
I can't remember which week it was.
It was a double decker. It was like, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's like every character, happens to know Morse code.
Every character in anime knows Morse code because why not?
So then, fucking Aoi and Hitomi begin to communicate using Morse code with their bedroom lights. And then Hitomi tries to send him another letter via paper airplane, and her magic starts to fail. And she's like, shit. So she gets her shoes on and starts to chase after her paper airplane, which I was surprised she was able to catch up with it. Well, she not only caught up to it, but overtook it.
I think the point of the paper airplane going off course was to lead her, and so it kind of slowed down or whatever so that she could catch up, and she was trying to follow it or whatever. And
at the same time, Aoi decided for no real apparent reason to go for a run that day too. Like, it didn't really show why Aoi decided to run towards her. He was just running.
Aoi was just running, and then, they excuse me. Watching Gundam has given me diarrhea and all sorts of bad things, but I'm just joking. I'm about to tell you something afterward, though.
Okay.
But
that's for my ears. I'm special like that.
Very special.
Like lucky me.
Like riding the short bus special.
Hey! Continue on, damn it. Continue on with your original statement.
Okay, my original statement was that I lost my train of thought because Hitomi just runs right into Aoi's arms and embraces him, and she's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah, and it was so sad. It was just like they just embrace each other.
It's very touching, man.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Depression Week.
It absolutely is. It's just, of course she doesn't want to go. She legit, you've known from day one, those two were going to be an item of some variety, and they were going to fall in love with each other.
Not if Show has anything to say about it.
Oh God, yeah.
No, they're obviously set up to get together from a narrative standpoint.
Yes.
And they're gonna. She doesn't want to leave because this is her one true love, and she doesn't want him to ever be gone from her life.
Because if she goes back to the future, 60 years in the future, the next time she'll see him, he'll be 70. He'll be at least 70 to 75.
Yeah, he's gonna be pretty old at that point.
Yeah. But I'd say at least 75 or older. If he's even still alive. So... So that was Iraduku.
I don't know. Does anybody see a recurring theme this week?
I don't know. No, there's something about this week. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll find out in our next episode.
Maybe the next episode will maybe it will shed some light on something there.
Nah, I'm not sure, but let's take a look.
Okay, and our final entry this week: Zombieland Saga,
or as I'd like to call it, soul-crushing depression.
This one is just. This was the one where, like, okay, this one's gonna have some levity. It's fucking Zombieland Saga. There will be jokes here. What the fuck?
It turns out that the joke's on you.
Yeah. Sakura wakes up and we have a complete, well, not a complete, but a sort of revival of the first episode when she first wakes up as a zombie.
Yeah, it almost, it's not a shot-for-shot recreation of it, but it's kind of going in that direction.
Yeah. Yamata Tai apparently has taken it upon herself to scare Sakura shitless. Because she's trying to eat her or something.
Everybody's scared of Yamata, though. She's always acting really weird.
Sakura has no memories of being... I predicted it! I fucking predicted it! I said she would have no memories of her zombie time as a zombie, but she would have all her memories of being a human again. And that's what happened.
You predicted that, but you didn't predict what was going to come with it.
What, the soul-crushing depression?
Yeah.
Who could have predicted that? It's Zombieland Saga! Because right after she gets terrified by all the girls, suddenly, for no reason, she backs into a corner, like, she grabs the, like, she's gonna defend for her life, but then...
Did you see the fucking shot of, was it Junko? Because she speared her through the head in the first episode.
It was I.
Yeah, she freaks out, she's like, oh god, no!
Duck and cover!
Maybe the first time in the history of ever that would have worked.
Yeah? But, so, she, for no reason, she just, in the middle of defending herself, just gives up on life. She just goes, there's no point.
Yeah,
there's no point in even trying.
Slumps down, and then everybody's like, hey, what's the matter?
And then Yamata Tai comes in, like a fucking rabid dog, and just leaps at her. Like, mouth wide open as if she's trying to eat her. And she, like, Sakura goes, it's like, yeah, inevitable, this was gonna happen. Even this, I always fail. And the whole episode is about how Sakura has the worst luck of any human being ever to live or to have been imagined. Because every year in her life, she gets picked for something. She gets picked for... She's talking about it. She like gets picked for the lead in a play in the 3rd grade. And she practices every day and night to be the best at it. It's supposed to be a part really hard for someone that young. And she becomes the best at it.
She does become the best.
And she does. But then the day comes, and she misses the play because she gets sick. Then, for like 5 years in a row, she gets picked for the relay team. Or some kind of running team. I think it was a different running team each time. And she practices to be the best, have the best score. And the day will come and she'll sprain an ankle or a muscle or something.
Yeah, so something always comes up that interrupts her, and she ends up failing because of it.
Yep.
And this has caused her to fall into a super depressive slump.
Yes. And then she on our screen, tries to force all of us to be in a fucking super depressive slump. So, the girls are all... My favorite part of the episode, and this was funny, it did have some levity. But it was kind of a dark humor. All the girls, one by one, try to talk Sakura to come back and be an idol.
And she is so fucking depressed. She sends every single one of them back to their sleeping bags, crying.
Yup. I think the one that even I was like, dude, is when Lily tries to cheer her up. She's just being a little girl and trying to cheer her up. And she basically, in a violent... I did not realize that Star was actually made of fucking metal. She just, like, Flings it, she puts it to the ground. And you see Lily back in her sleeping bag crying her eyes out. I'm like, Jesus, Sakura! So, she is a complete sad sack.
Yeah, we do get we do get scenes where she's like she's lying down on her couch, just eating potato chips as a depressed mess.
Yep.
And like
flashback when she was alive.
Yeah, when she was alive, and she's watching Iron Frill. That's the name of the group. Iron Frill, where I is.
And it was her first time performing it, as the lead in Iron Frill.
And it was Sakura's first time watching it too, and like this inspires her. This I actually is like her hero, and brings her out of this depressive slump.
Yep.
And
in the past, by the way, this is not presently.
Not present.
Because like an interviewer asked her, he's like, "Hey, how do you? What does he ask her? Like,
yeah, some dude asked how she deals with stuff, and she gave this really peppy, inspirational thing that I can't remember right now.
Is it something to the effect of mistakes and failures don't matter?
You can't let mistakes and failure drag you down. They're always a learning experience.
Yeah, something to that effect. And Sakura gets inspired by this.
She's like, yeah, I could do this.
She even goes to the place that Arpino or whatever that was, where they were going to have their big event.
She was in the crowd watching I and Iron Frill do their show, and she loved these people, and they were, I'm just going to be repeating myself just ad nauseum here. She was a real inspiration to Sakura.
Yes. So that was when the show opened up. She was going. She had some kind of letter. I think she was going to apply.
Yeah. She sends off her letter to the Zombieland Saga Corporation, which I talked about last time.
Yeah.
Because she got hit by a truck coon, and I had to know if it was the same truck.
Yes.
And I caught on the envelope that it was the ZLS Corporation.
Yep.
They show that again this episode, and instead of being how it was in episode 1, where it was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
It was really fucking depressing in this episode.
Because the way she internalizes it. Because she goes, my luck is so bad that when I finally got the courage to turn my life around, and I was going to be the best idol there could have been, what did I show for it? I got killed, and he turned into a zombie. How can one person have this much bad luck? And that's when our favorite character shows up.
Well, let's talk about Tatsumi back in the bar.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who this other guy is he's talking to. Tatsumi knows him.
Yeah.
And I got the gist that they're like maybe hundreds of years old.
Yeah, it didn't sound that way. It sounds as if they're not particularly human.
Yeah, so Tatsumi and his bro have been around for a while, and I guess they know the secret of making zombies.
Yeah.
Which they're not going to reveal, because just go watch a zombie movie. That's all you need to know.
I love that. His brother even said something. He's like, because what makes us think that is because the guy that Tatsumi was talking to, he's like, just don't touch Yugiri. I really liked her performances.
Yeah.
Which makes us think that he knew Yugiri when in the Meiji era.
Yeah, it's heavily implied that they were alive back then.
Yeah.
Or undead.
I don't know. So.
Well, we do get Tatsumi because Sakura does not want to get in the robot and goes up to... Was she in a... Where was she?
She just went to
She's a park or something?
Yeah, some kind of cliff.
Tatsumi took her to the cliff place.
No. No, she walked there. She left. She walked there. Tatsumi drove out to find her. Found her there.
Yeah, when he shows back up and everybody's at the front door, and he's like, "What the fuck is everybody awake for right now?"
She does have, it was kind of funny when she had the brief run-in with the cop from the first episode.
Yeah, the cop comes back and does his usual stick of, what are you doing out here? You want to get arrested? Because I can arrest you.
Oh, that's right, because that's where Tatsumi comes in. He saves her by chucking this, I think it was a softball, at this dude's head, because it was bigger than a baseball.
It's bigger than this dude's head.
Yeah, it was, actually. Knocks his ass out.
Yeah, he looks at, he gets a good look at Sakura and does the freak out routine again.
Yep.
He's like, oh god, not another one. And that's when Tatsumi knocks him out.
So they had another... Tatsumi tries to do that, his fatherly thing. And they're like, looking out, and he's like, you know, I think one of my favorite lines was, he's like, you see all those dots out there? Each one of those dots is a person waiting to, you know, it's like waiting to see Friend Chuchu, you know, do their performance. And he's like, even you, at least one, or two or three.
You know, he's just being his normal Tatsumi self.
And she's like, she keeps doing the sad sack thing. She's like, what's the word I'm looking for? She's frustratingly stubborn about being a sad sack. And Tatsumi's just like, he's like, fine, then just stay, you'll just stay that way forever, and walks off.
For the rest of your life, even though you're even dead.
And storms off, and she's like, she's being a sad sack, it's like,
I'm so sad.
Yeah. And then he pans over, and he's back behind her again.
You thought I was done. Yeah, Tatsumi doesn't know how to give up.
Nope. But it doesn't really end with a resolution, though. It
will, next week, in episode 12.
But it's like, they just sort of like... It just ends with her being more of a sad sack. He didn't talk her to coming back. He didn't... Or did he?
No, I think that's just where it ends, Yeah. Right there with Tatsumi and her on the cliff.
Huh.
They do have like a bar there that says, don't lean on the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not lean or stand on
that
this
you're
bar.
going to fall over like Saki would.
Yeah, I thought that there was going to be a pratfall gag at some point, but they never did it.
No, because this is Depression Week.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll tell you what, man. This was actually... It wasn't as bad as the Saki episode, but this is an episode I didn't quite enjoy. I mean, I was actually frustrated by this episode.
I'm going to disagree with you on you. I thought this episode was fantastic, man.
Well, here's the thing. It was actually a fantastic episode. I just couldn't stand Sakura.
I mean, I could get that because we had to watch 4 shows straight of just, oh man, let's just be fucking sad.
Yeah, but each one of those episodes had, like, sad things happen. This episode was literally Sakura being a sad sack.
Well,
who wants to be around or watch a person be a continual sad sack? Nobody, that's who.
I know what you're talking about, but I feel from like a directorial approach, musical approach, and
musical. There was no music this episode.
Yeah, there was. It was very quiet.
Oh, you mean the background music?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean that they were going out there and doing songs.
Okay.
No.
That's why I was confused. Okay.
I'm talking about just the soundtrack music that they use in there.
Right.
Build whatever.
So.
And from a let's be depressed standpoint, that's really this week in a nutshell, because next week needs to be more cheery.
For the love of God,
holy shit, man!
Our finales and semi-finales next week better be fucking happy, fucking happy.
I'm gonna go home after this.
Oh,
and I'm gonna curl up in a corner in a dark room and just cry. Because of how sad this week was. God damn. So that was Zombieland Saga. It didn't do anything for me. It's like it was sad. It made me sad, but at the same time, by the end of it, I was more annoyed than sad, to tell you the absolute truth. And I disagree with Featherhoof, so there's that. Yep.
So with that, we're gonna go ahead and finish out Sad Week. So we're gonna go ahead and end this episode this week. I've got depression now. Do you have depression?
Just faded out to black and white, man. This is how sad this week was.